من بلاد الرحالين يقف البرتغالي باولو بينتو في مقدمة السفينة الأبيض التي تمخر عباب الخليج متجهة إلى مراسي الكويت، هناك حيث يخوض بعد 15 شهرا من توليه الدفة الفنية للأبيض الإماراتي بطولة كأس الخليج السادسة والعشرين، والتي يرحل إليها منتخبنا حاملا آمال وتطلعات الشارع الكروي الإماراتي بتحقيق بطولة جديدة وإعادة البسمة إلى الشفات التي غابت عنها الفرحة لفترة ليست بالقصيرة. اليوم نلتقي بينتو لنتحدث معه عن ذكرياته وتجاربه السابقة ونتعرف على واقع تجربته مع منتخبنا الوطني وطموحاته التي يحملها في قادم المراحل في هذه الحلقة من برنامج هذا أنا.
Good morning.
How are you?
All good, thanks.
You're good?
Good.
Enjoying the weather these days?
Yes, yes.
It's better, yeah?
Yes, a little bit better.
Summer was very difficult for you.
It's, summer is a little bit worse.
Now you're 15 months here, more than 15 months. You're adapting now.
Yeah.
Enough cold for you. You've been always cold places. Now a little bit warm.
Yes, it's true. Yes. Korea is a little bit different. Portugal in this moment as well. I mean, not so strong. The winter in Portugal, as for example in Korea.
Yeah.
In Korea is really strong.
Coach, let us begin by speaking about your early life in Lisbon, growing up during a very important period in the history of the Portuguese nation. How did that impact you and made the person you are now?
Oh, I think that I was too young on that time. Of course, was difficult to know which kind of impact would have that moment in our lives. Anyway, nowadays we know that was a strong impact, important impact for the country and for the people, and this is the most important. I was a happy child, so that a child who liked to play, that was the opportunity to have a good life, playing on the street, in the garden. So I think that was good and important for me. Be people close to me, of course my parents, people that helped me a lot, when I was a child, and all of those people were important, very important for me.
Trouble kid, good kid?
I think that was I think that I was a good kid, a good son as well. I think that I didn't create too much problem to my parents, but of course with certain things that make part our life when we are a child.
What about football? How did your passion begin, and what influenced you to take this path?
I think that football was always my dream. What I liked to do more was play football in everywhere. So as I told you before, on that moment there was the same conditions that the children have today. We needed to play in a different places, and I think that that kind of things, that kind of difficulties we experience were good for me. But the football was my dream, my passion since I was a child, and of course then I started to play in a different way until the moment I became a football player.
Your professional career as a football player, even though you're from a city that has two giant clubs, which is Sporting and Benfica, you had to start a little bit far away from your home to build up your career?
Oh, during or since I was 13 years old until 18 years old, I played in a neighborhood club during 5 years. Then I played 2 more years, one of them in the third division in a club in Lisbon. And then I started in 1989. I started my career as a professional in Estrela da Amadora. I was there 2 years before I moved to Guimarães. That was a different team, and a team that was a little bit below the 3 more important clubs in Portugal. And after that, I moved to Benfica, and was the first experience in a big club, one of the biggest clubs in the country. And then the last 8 years of my career, I spent those 8 years in Spain, in Oviedo, during 4 years, which was one of the most important and beautiful experience as a player, and as a human being as well. Was really important the time I spent in Spain, if I talk in the professional way, but in the personal one as well. And then the last 4 years of my career in Sporting, and which mean an important club for me, not just because it's one of the biggest clubs in the country as well, but because the club allowed me to start a new career. I spent a lot of time there, and of course I like a lot I like the club a lot.
So what was the closest period to your heart? Like, was it the period of Spain or the period of Sporting?
It's difficult. It's difficult to say just one period, one moment, because all of them means good things for me, and I repeat, not just in some experience is not just the professional experience, is also the personal experience. So start playing as a professional in the first division of course, had a very good and a very strong impact in my career. Then moved to Guimarães, where was born my older daughter. Then the first experience in Benfica, that is also different, to play in a big club as Benfica is, and then the experience in Spain, where my younger daughter was born. So 4 years where I think that I developed a lot professionally, where we created a very good relations with the people, and of course the last one in Sporting, because many things, because allowed me to finish my career as a player and start my career as a coach, and I will be thankful for them the rest of my life, of course, because all of them gave me many things, even if we can talk about different situations in all of them as well.
You had the privilege of wearing the national team jersey before playing for one of the giants in the Portuguese football. How do you recall that moment, the first call-up you received to represent your country under the supervision of Carlos Queiroz?
Yes, the first time I was called up to the national team, I was in Estrela da Amadora. We played against the United States, I think, but I didn't play. But it was the first time I was called up. Then the first game I played was in 1992. Was Mr. Carlos Queiroz the coach, and against Spain in Portugal. So it's I think that is something that all the players dream, is represent his national team, and was a very good moment. For me, a moment that, of course, I am really proud to make that, and after that, 34 more times. So it's something that represent a lot for us as a player.
For 10 years you were there. With a group of players that Portuguese like to call the golden generation of Portugal, with players like Figo, Rui Costa, and many other names. How special was it? And thinking or talking about representing the Portuguese team with a higher hopes than the average hopes that the fans used to have about their national team in the previous periods?
So I think that it's a normal goal when we become professional player, and if we talk about players that can represent the national team. Of course, represent the national team in the big events. It's a challenge, and at the same time an important goal for us. That generation was considered the golden generation because many players that were in the Euro in 2000, in the World Cup in 2002, won the World Cup in 1989, and 1991. I mean the under 20
Yes.
World Cup. So that's why the people consider that generation's the golden generation. But to be honest with you, the golden generation is the ones that won the European Cup in 2016. But that generation was really a very good generation with a very good players, talent players, experienced players that started a little bit before moving to the biggest leagues in Europe. Was really good to make part of that team, of that generation, even if I didn't have any kind of participation in 1989. But was important, and the results in 2000 in the Euro was good, even if we were eliminated by France in the semi-finals.
You cannot speak about your career as a player without stopping by that station, reaching the semi-final against the world champions and then the European champions, France, losing by penalty kick, and that incident with the referee after the game. How do you recall that moment?
So we were eliminated with the golden goal. So the penalty kick, that means the golden goal. To be honest with you, and after so many years, I still thinking that that was fair. The defeat was fair. France were better than they were better than us, and during the game they were better than us as well, in my opinion. Then I think that no excuse for the behavior I showed in the end of the game. So was a bad behavior. Of course, I'm not proud from that. Was a mistake.
Do you regret it?
I apologize for that. I asked it on that moment. They apologize for that. But it's something that I cannot be. Of course, I cannot be happy and proud because of that. But it's a mistake. I assumed it on that time. I still assume the mistake, and it's something that, of course, should not or should not have happened in that moment.
We spoke about your playing career. Can we go somewhere else and speak about your managerial?
Yes, of course. Yes. Of course.
Welcome back, Coach. Now we speak about your managerial career. In contrast to your playing career, your managerial career escalated extremely fast. Only 1 year after your retirement, and you become the manager of Sporting Lisbon, one of the greatest in Portugal. How surprising was that for you to be there at that spot in this very short period?
So it's something that doesn't happen too much times. That's why I will be thankful forever with Sporting, because they allowed me to start my career as a coach after finishing my career as a player in the club. Immediately after I finished my career as a player, I started in the under 19 of the club in the season 2004-2005, and in the beginning of the season 2005-2006, I moved to the main team. And then I stayed there until November 2009. So it was an amazing experience, of course, for a young coach, managing some players that some of them were my teammates before, which was not an issue or a problem at all, and was one of the most important and beautiful experience in my career, not just because it was the first one, but because everything we could reach together, because the experience I got from that, and because of course I have a feeling too strong for the club.
It's like almost 4 years journey.
A little bit more than 4 years, 4 years and some months, yes.
A lot of cups, many European records, and many elite players that you have presented to the stage of football, like Nani, Moutinho. What is like like these memories? Of course, when you think about them, you think about them with a lot of pride.
Yeah, I think that pride and I am also proud from those moments. Was a pleasure to manage the club, to manage all those players. The players you mentioned is just some part of the players I managed on that period. Of course, some of them worked with me in the under 19. Then I met them again in the main team, and of course was important for all of us. I think that for them as was important. We were important for them as a technical staff because we knew them since they were younger, and of course for us was really good. Met them again in another moment. Have an experience with them during 4 years. For example, with Nani was a little bit less because he was transferred to Manchester United, but was a fantastic experience. I'm happy if we helped them a little bit in that period, and that period allowed them to reach other things and another things in the rest of their career was important, and of course, even if we didn't reach the league.
Only the league was missing. 3 times you were runner-up.
Yes, yes. We were runner-up in 4 times.
4 times.
I think.
6, 7, 8, 9.
Yes.
But
6 the season 2006 and 2005 and 6, 6, 7, 7, 8 and 8, 9. Yes. Yeah. And then in November 2009 I left.
Was it luck, or because it's league and you were unexperienced coach yet? If you were the coach now who's managing Lisbon, things will be different.
No.
What do you think was the main factor that prevented you from winning the league?
To be honest with you, I think that, of course, if I remember certain things on that moment and some decisions in some games, maybe I wouldn't make the same decision. But I think that this is normal. But anyway, I think that what we reached was good. The two cups, the 2 Super Cups, 2 finals of the League Cup, where we lost in the penalty kicks, both of them. We lost the league in 2006, 2007 with 1 point of difference, just with 2 defeats. Being one of them a little bit difficult to accept, because we lost with a goal that was scored with a hand. But I think that the job went well, really well. Not just because we reached some good results. We won some trophies, even if we didn't win the most important. But at the same time, I think that we helped some players to develop themselves in the proper way, and we helped also the club. The Sporting was a club that spent less money than Porto and Benfica. Was not easy to compete with them, and I think that during those 4 years we competed with them the most part of the time.
From Sporting to the national team only at the age of 40, 41, was that like the moment of your life, being named the manager of the national team of Portugal?
Was one of the most important, of course. When we represent our country, when we represent our national team, is one of the highest moments in our career, in our professional life. I have no doubts about that. I had the experience as a player, and then I was going to have the possibility to have the experience as a coach when I was young, and was also a very good experience. When we went in or when we went to the national team, was not an easy moment in the qualifier for the Euro in 2000. We reached that in the playoff against Bosnia. We just lost the last game in Dinamarca. So I think that was good. The Euro was good. Unfortunately, we lost in the penalty kicks against Spain, and of course then we felt some difficulties in the qualifier for the World Cup. We got the qualifier in the playoff against Sweden, and the World Cup was not so good, or was not good. We didn't reach the goal in the World Cup, and we should get or we should have better results in the World Cup, but we were not able to do that.
Many would say managers who are lucky to coach a mega player like Cristiano Ronaldo, because when the team failed, they share some of the weight, in contrast to other teams that doesn't have mega stars, so all the blame goes on the managers. How accurate is that?
So I think that is the most, of course, Ronaldo is one of the most important players in the world, one of the best players in the world ever. So was a very good experience to manage a player like him. But my idea never was okay. Ronaldo needs to solve all our problems. Of course, we build the team thinking a little bit in his characteristics, his features. We know how important he was for the team, but at the same time, take care also and respect the other ones, even if all of them are different players, and we should take care of them in a different way.
From Portugal, you had 3 different experiences with clubs and 3 different continents. You like to travel too much?
I think that is sometimes it's important. We have different experience that for sure will help us in the decisions we should make. So and sometimes it's the opportunity that comes out, and we have 2 possibilities: or accept or not. I think that all of them were experience that we learn from that, and even if were short experience, except in Brazil, we reached all the goals we had. In Brazil, 2 months was the beginning of the season when we arrived. The league had already started, so is a difficult and tough moment to arrive in all the clubs, a little bit more in the Brazil due to the context. But anyway, in Brazil, the results were not good, and the club decided to fire us, and it's part of the job. But in China and in Greece, the results were good and the goals were achieved.
Yeah, but all of them like weren't long, you know, durations or long periods. And I was thinking, like, is that the moment, like after China, you said maybe I'm more national team manager type than clubs manager type?
No. I have no. I don't have that idea. I don't have that idea. And one of the good things to have the experience in the beginning of my career, managing Sporting during 4 years, or a little bit more than 4 years, and at the same time managing the national team during 4 years as well, was really important for me because of that. Because I could analyze and I could see the difference and how I can do in the future if the opportunity appear again. So when that kind of experience appeared again, like after leaving from China, I went to South Korea, and again, and I can say without any doubt, where I had maybe I'm not going to be fair with the other ones, but I had the best experience in my life.
Really?
I will be thankful for everybody. I mean the people, the citizens in Korea, the players. So fantastic guys, fantastic professional, fantastic human being. And after be sacked or be fired in China, came this opportunity. So it's part of our life, and looks after. When you think that be sacked would be a very bad moment, and was a very good moment because gave me the opportunity to go to Korea.
People would say Paulo Bento is very furious with referees. When he was player, he had issues with referees. When he was manager in the World Cup, he got sent off after the game finished. Like not when the game was on, after the game finished.
Yes.
Yes, you were sent off.
Yes.
Ghana.
Yes. Yeah, but I think that is something that happened in the game. I know that is not easy. The job of the referees. I think that sometimes they complicate a lot their own job. Even now they have very good tools to make their job better, and sometimes even with those tools they are not able to do that. But it's something that I think that make part of our job, make part of the game, and nothing special.
It's a quiet journey, and it was very nice to go through it again. We go somewhere else. We speak about the current mission of Paulo Bento.
Thank you.
Coach, here we are, the UAE national team dressing room. Another new place for you? Can you take us to the beginning of the negotiations, and what was the main purpose that encouraged you to accept this new challenge?
So the most important, of course, is the goals that we have to reach. So I know that, and all of us know that the country just went one time to the World Cup a long time ago. So that was the goal, the main goal that the people who talked with me last year. And of course is a goal that we will try to reach. Is not a easy goal to achieve, and this was of course one of the most important aspects. And then, as in all the process, other aspects were also important, of course.
So they came to you, they said, hello, Mr. Bينتو, we're the UAE, we want to go to the World Cup, please take us.
No, it's not like that, not so simple like that. But to talk about the main goal of the federations, of course, I talked with some people before. We had a meeting in order, of course, to listen some people and the ideas they had. At the same time, they wanted to listen what I can offer. We talk about our way of playing, our idea, our style, even about the leadership of the team. And then, of course, there was the normal negotiation that we cannot hide. Other aspects, the financial aspects, are also important. The style of life we should include in the important aspects, because we were thinking to bring the families with us. So all of this is important. But of course, if you talk about the sports aspect, what was the main goal for the federation was attend to the World Cup in 2026, and our job is make our best with the players in order to achieve that. We know since the beginning that will be difficult. I let the people know that was not going to be easier, because more teams go. Because the window that opened, or the windows that opened for us, open also for the other teams. So it's going to be tough. We are in the race to achieve that. There are more than one way to achieve that. Of course, everybody is thinking in the direct qualifier, and of course we are there. We are in, but we will see. We will see what we can do. I think that is important. We try to do our best as we made until now, and then if it's not through the direct way, we have another possibilities, and we should try to make that as soon as possible. But I think that all of us know that will not be an easy goal to achieve.
You were in Korea for 4 years, so of course you had an idea about our football. You came here, you play with Korea, the Asian Cup in 2019, and of course we met in the World Cup qualifiers 2022, and the UAE won. But how much what you know was enough for you to make a conclusion about the real status of the team and of the football in UAE in general, and how much did the reality when you later came in showed you that there are a lot that you didn't know by then and you discovered later?
So we made our job before the meetings we had. We needed to make our job, observing the team. Of course, in Korea we played 2 times against UAE, but of course before that meeting or those meetings, we observed more games, not just the games that we played against UAE, in order to have an idea about how the team played, the individual features of the players, in order we start the process, and then is make the process better, following up the players in the observations, make them develop themselves when they are with us and accept our ideas and understand our ideas, even if it's in a short period of time, and then try to change what we need to change. So what we had in August 2023 in Austria was different than we had in Croatia in September 2023, even if it's a short period of time. You understand what I mean? And now is different for sure. When I look for our players now, of course, there are or there were a lot of changes since that time. Mm-hmm. But if in general, if I look for the team, for the behavior, for the principles, and not just in the tactical and the technical aspects, but in general, how they behave in the camp, how they come to the training, how they training. So all of this is different, and this is what we built all together, and is what we should keep building in order to achieve the goal. Then, of course, there are differences between the European players or the Korean players. If we compare with the UAE national players, and the contexts are different as well. All the guys, the other ones, have different experience. I mean, different context. Experience in Europe, for example, a lot of Korean players have experience in Europe. All the players in the UAE play in the local league. So all of these are different. Physically, they are different as well. So many differences, of course.
That made your job harder, I guess.
No. The question is, we understand what we have. To be clear, manage the national team, the Portuguese national team or the Korean national team is different than manage the UAE national team. So it's different, and we need to adapt as a technical staff. We need to adapt ourselves to this situation. So if with Portugal or with South Korea, we can play the most part of the games or all the games in the same style, try to propose certain things every single game. In this case, we need to adjust certain things and have different strategies. Yeah. Okay, so and it is what we made. So adapt ourselves a little bit to the features and characteristics of the players, and if we need to make a different build-up, not so elaborated, a little bit more simple, we will do. If we cannot press so much high, we will press a little bit lower, and we will make more transitions. So that kind of things. What is important is make them understand this in the meetings, with the images, because we don't have too much time to work, and at the same time, of course, in the time that we have on the pitch, make them believe on that process, and try to take out from them the best they have.
From August 2023 till December 2024, we're speaking about more than 15 months. How far did we go in the way of progressing on reaching the form of team you wanted to create?
So I think that we have been creating a good team. And first of all, regarding the spirit of the team. So this is the most important. And call the guys that really have or that really want to represent the national team. Sometimes maybe with less talent, but with the right desire, will to represent the national team. This is really important for us. Then, as I told before, we can see the development of the team in many aspects. Now a little bit more stable in the tactical aspect, but especially in the spirit and in the behavior they show. I think that we made all and the most important, the players. We have been doing a good job. Then, if we talk, to be honest, if you talk about the results, I think that we could have done a little bit better in the Asian Cup. We had some problems that are public. We think that in the knockout stage, the game where we were eliminated, the fact we cannot use Sultan Adil was important, was difficult for us. Lost Ramadan in the beginning of the game. That was a very important player, and he still is a very important player for us. Was a negative point for us as well. So, but we didn't play well, especially the second half of the knockout, the game in the knockout stage. Even we scored in the end of the game, I think that we didn't deserve to go through to the quarter of final. So, but the rest in the qualifier, the first qualifier was good. We played well, and we played with seriousness all the games, and this is the most important for us. And now, I think that as I told you, we are in the race. We made a bad game against North Korea. We made a bad game. We didn't deserve to win. I think that the result was fair, but the most important for me on that moment, and was the worst thing, and I already said this many times, was that we didn't compete. More than we didn't play well, we didn't compete well. All the contrary, we made against Iran. We lost, but we competed. Against Uzbekistan, we lost. Was unfair in my opinion, but we competed.
Was unfair because of the penalty, you mean?
No, not just because the penalty. The penalty, in my opinion, is doubtful. But more than that, the game, in my opinion, what we made was enough to reach anything else. At least one point that put us in a different positions in this moment. But I'm happy with what we made until now.
You mentioned that you would rather choose a players with less talented, but that showed a real desire and will to represent the national team. Have you seen players that haven't shown this will and this desire that you needed to fit in this jersey?
It's our job. Our job is observe everything we can. How talented they are, how they behave, which kind of desire and will they show, and how they behave inside the group. This is the most important. That's why for us was important the camp in Austria last year, in order we have the first picture of the group and know them a little bit, and then step by step take the most appropriate decisions for the well-being of the national team. This is the most important. At the same time, with this kind of decisions, make the players believe that the only way that we should work is like this, and the only way that we have to reach the big goal we have is working hard, working tough, be professional, and then of course try to take out the best things of each one and choose the best strategy and the best tactics. But choose the best strategy and the best tactics without the good behavior, the compromise, the commitment, in my opinion, as a leader is impossible.
Was it something general you noticed in the squad, or it was like individual cases that didn't go with or in line with the way that your principles
if
of a manager
was general
works?
Was bad.
Yes.
If was general was bad.
So we understand.
So was a problem that we cannot solve because it was general. So what I mean is that we need to stay, and we need to support, and we need to make believe the ones that want to believe, the ones that want to help us. So this is the most important, and I explained this since the beginning. Since the beginning, I was clear. For me, it's important the talent, of course. I like talent players, good players, players that understand the game.
Yes.
That is some things that we should do, make them understand the game. This is important as well. It's part of the process. But at the same time, players that want to help the team in all the moments. This is the most important.
Because, you know, people would receive it as like a strong accusation of the players who've been, you know, isolated or removed from the squad when there were times they were like the main figures in the team.
It's part of the life. Is sometimes some people think that one is the best and other ones don't think in the same way. Maybe it's more relevant for some coaches certain aspects, and for other coaches different aspects. So and after that we need to take decisions, and it is what we made.
Because always there is a debate about the squad selection. Every time, you know, they release it, people come with questions. Like before, Khalid Tawheed, nobody have seen him playing, and he was always in the list until last times. Last time, Faris Khalil, he hasn't played for way long time, and out of sudden, he's included in the squad list of the national team. So, you know, this always arise the questions, and requires explanation. No one can.
It's normal.
Yes.
For example, Tawid, the goalkeeper, we know him since the team were in China, the under 23. This is our job. Maybe because we had people there to observe. You understand what I mean? So we know his features, we know his quality, and then we take decisions. Of course, we know that he is not playing in the club. He plays few times. We know that. But it's a young guy with quality, and this it's part of our job as well.
So
not just make the team younger, it's make the team better with players that, even if we know that don't have too much experience, can help the team now and in the future. Faris, we saw him last year, and we already thought to call up him before. The question is that he got injured, and this is our job, is what we should see. Maybe the people or the normal people don't see this in the same way.
Yes, normal people would come with questions because
and this is normal.
Yes,
and we need to accept that.
They expect the people who perform with their clubs in the league would receive the call up for the national team. And speaking about players who do well in the league and haven't received a call up, we can mention many names.
Yes.
Yes, like speaking about Bender, for example. Speaking about Sasha, who's eligible. Sasha, the defender of Al Wahda. Speaking about Mohamed Rabi'. Mohamed Rabi' is eligible for the national team, and he plays as the main right back in the Al Jazeera club. Yet you choose the one on the bench, Zaid, to play for the national team. Can you explain?
Yeah, of course. So it's easy. The national team should be, in my opinion, should be also a team.
Yes.
What I mean is that we need to have some principles, and we need to maintain certain players in the squad in order to win some principles, in order to have some principles, to maintain some principles, and don't change every single time or in every game. Then it's a question of options. That okay, when we check the features and the characteristics of the players, and we need to choose one instead choose the other ones. And for example, Sultan Zayed, we are talking about a player, but we are talking about a player that in this moment is in that situation, that is in the bench, even if he play sometimes in the under 23. But the question is, his situations was not always the same, because last year he played games in the main team. Okay, but this depends of the characteristics of the players. So if for example I was able to listening many people, for example maybe Al-Danani didn't play the last game against Qatar, and he played really well. You understand what I mean? So this is our way to manage the team, to choose the players. Bandar is just a technical and tactical decisions, because we prefer different right backs with different characteristics and different features. Just that.
What about the resident who earned the eligibility to represent the national team. There is, as I mentioned, Sasha, the defender of Al-Wahda. There is Leandro, the winger of Kalba. There is as well Mohamed Rabi', as I mentioned before, the right back in Al Jazeera. You're having extra options now. Previous coaches haven't had this privilege. Can you take us through your call, why you didn't find these players fit for your philosophy, for your team?
So the most part of the time we used Khalifa.
Yes.
Then in the group we had Ashmi many times, Atas the most part of the time, even if sometimes we know that he don't play too much in the club, but he's not a guy that is strong physically. He's a guy that understands the game. He's a guy that with good technical skills, and it's important for us to have a player like this. Now you mentioned other players, resident players, and Kwame is a player that we are using. Then Kamis Al-Mansour is a boy that play frequently in the club, which means that is a player that we already called up, and in the future we can make the same. We will see what is going to happen with Lucas Pimenta. That is a guy that can be eligible in few days. But let me.
So
just,
Pimenta is going with you to Kuwait.
Sorry.
Pimenta is going with you to Kuwait.
We will see. We need to make the list. We have time to make the list. So we will see what we are going to do. But just to say that the fact the players are eligible, the resident players are eligible to play with the national team, doesn't mean they must play in the national team.
Indeed, yes.
So, is a player that can play, but is not mandatory they play. So we need to observe them and check if they can help the team or not, or when they can help the team. And the reason why they don't come until now is a technical and a tactical decisions, because we prefer other players, and not just because we have more players to select. This doesn't mean that the other ones that were with us before should not come now, because we have more options to select players for the national team.
Yes, and that's a valid point, because what we saw, especially with Harib and Al Ghassani, whom haven't had a lot of minutes with their team in the league, but you kept having them in your start lineups, and they've proven you right.
No, it's not a question to prove that I'm right. It's a question that they are good players. If we talk about the context where we are involved, they are progressing. They are developing their skills. It's important, not the technical skills and the physical ones. It's also important they develop their tactical skills, and they are understanding the game better than before. So they were important players in the recent matches, but they need to keep working, and what the clubs make is not our business. we need to observe, we need to follow the players, and then we need to take decisions. And it's important, but cannot be in this context, cannot be the only criteria to select players if they play in the club, because, as you know, are playing less national players in the clubs than before, because the rules change.
Yes.
This is a problem for the national team as well. So we need to work in a different way.
We go somewhere else, speak about what's happening, what's waiting us.
Yes.
So. Mr. Pinto, the Gulf Cup is on the way. This is your third task with us after the Asian Cup and the World Cup qualifiers, which is still going. Where does this tournament comes amongst your priorities?
So we know how important these competitions has for the countries that are involved, but we need to consider certain aspects, or take in consideration certain aspects. One of them is the preparations for the competition. I think that we will have a different preparation if we compare with the other teams, because we just have all the players on 18, because there are going to be games on 17. So will be some difference in the preparations of the teams. Then we will try to do our best, of course, and we need to go step by step, because it's a competitions where the time to rest it's too short between the games, so the gap to recover the players is too short.
Did you prefer that having more days before the tournament?
I think that when we are going to compete in this kind of competitions, of course, all the coaches likes to have some time to prepare the players, have the players at the same time in a different context. This is not going to be possible. For example, players from Shabab and from Al Wasl are going to play on 13 and on 17, the Super Cup and the leagues match. They will attend to the camp on 18. 19, if they play, they need to recover. 20 is the day before the first match, so there is no time to prepare the team all together, even if some players are going to attend the camp in the different moments, some of them on 16, some of them on on 17, but is not the same. Then, or in case we have the players all together since the beginning.
How would that impact the chances of our team to be at its best status in Kuwait, especially in the first game?
Yeah, we need to analyze how the players will arrive in the camp, especially the players who are going to play on 17. And after that, we will start thinking in what we can do in the first game. Before that is a little bit difficult because we don't know what is going to happen. is not under control on our side. So it's something that we need to check first what will happen on 17, and then we will decide what we are going to do on 21. But as I told you, with all the group, maybe we will just have one training session that is in the day before. If after that we take in considerations that we will play after less than 72 hours, of course there is no time to training, just to recover. So we will try to reduce as much as we can this kind of things, this kind of aspects, but we will see what kind of impact these things will have in the team. But of course we will try our best in order to reduce this kind of impact.
Any benefits do you see as a coach of having this tournament coming in the midway of the qualifiers?
So look, it's difficult to talk about some things that I cannot control. I cannot manage this kind of things, the schedule. What is my opinion, my idea is to make this kind of competitions. We should have the best possible conditions, and in my opinion, play 3 games. In this case, play on 21, 24, 27, with a gap that is less than 72 hours, is not good for anyone. In my opinion, is not good for anyone. Is not healthy. Is not healthy. Is going to be difficult for the players to recover. Is going to be a risk if we talk about injuries. So all of these things we should take in considerations when we make this kind of competitions. In our case, if we don't have too much days to prepare the team, even worse.
This it gives me the feeling. Should we be optimistic about it, or we should just worry that it doesn't have any impact? Because if things didn't go in our way, I'm wondering how would that affect the already things that you have done during the last 16 months.
Look, we need to have the idea about these competitions and how we are going to face this competition. Okay, and right now we have one picture. Then we will see what happened and what kind of decisions we will take after 17, after we have all the informations about how many times the players play, how many games play, and whatever. But in my opinion, we should separate both things. So this is a competition that has our own schedule, and I would say is a specific competition.
Yes.
Because many aspects that I already mentioned, but cannot have any kind of influence in what we are going to do in March.
If you have 1 day for preparation, if you have 1 week or 1 month, the fans in the UAE are looking for only the good results. It's a tournament of derbies, a lot of traditions.
Yeah.
How do you conceive that?
I understand that. Our job is to try to make our best. But of course, the way that we think the things is different than the way that the general people think the things. Of course, I understand that they want to win. The last 2 competitions, the results were not so good. I know that the country already won 2 times these competitions. Sometimes didn't go to the semi-finals, stay in the group stage. So we will try to do our best, but of course, and I'm saying in advance that the context is not an easy context.
How do you see the group we are in? Kuwait, the hostess, and Oman and Qatar, who we already played.
Yeah, it's going to be tough due to many aspects. The ones that I already mentioned, and because the opponents, of course, they have their own goals as well. Qatar is going to be, the first game is going to be difficult and tough for sure. It's not because we won 2 times that it's going to be easy to win again. So and then I think that for now we should think in the first game, analyze all the opponents we are going to face, but think in the first game and then step by step analyze, recover the players and check the best options to the next games.
You faced all of them lately. Oman, we played them friendly before the Asian Cup. We played Kuwait as well, friendly, and Qatar, of course, as you mentioned, we played days ago against them. How do you find yourself aware of their weaknesses and their strength?
So now I think that Qatar is, of course, an opponent that we faced recently, and of course we know them better than the other opponents we are going to face, but we have time to observe them. We are doing that already, of course. We have time to make some observations directly during the competitions as well. But of course, as I told you, the most important is we think right now just in the first game and then step by step.
Our last victory against Qatar, the continent champion, made a lot of people setting the UAE as the favorite to win the GCC Cup. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I cannot control the expectations of the people. I cannot control their words, their sentence. In my opinion, no, we are not.
Who do you see the favorite?
I'm not going to say who is the favorite for these competitions. Is the first time that we are going to play this competition. It's a different context and a difficult context, because in different competitions I never played 3 games in a short period of time. So it's going to be a challenge for us as well. But favorites, I think that we are not, and even less just because we won against Qatar.
Any opportunities within these challenges? Any new names that might be added to the squad for this tournament?
We will see. We will see. But the most important for now is take a look and observe the upcoming games for the league, the Super Cup, and then take the final decision.
Any message to the UAE fans about the GCC Cup?
So as I told you, the expectations I cannot control, but what I can say is that the atmosphere we had in Abu Dhabi in the last game is the atmosphere that we would like to see more time. So it's and we should work for that as well. So it is what we are going to try.
You make results, they will make attendance. I guarantee you that.
It's normal.
Obrigado, Mr. Bento.
Thank you.